What is up, guys? It is Jack, back up in this picture of 10 Years Fitness. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and in today's video we are answering the question, is bodybuilding vain? Okay, so to get straight into this then, vain. Being vain, vanity. What is the definition of that, generally speaking? Now, a lot of the time the way you'll see that defined is an obsessive focus. Okay, putting a lot of time and effort into looking a certain way. Okay? So taking that definition then, I think to a large extent, a lot of us who enjoy bodybuilding and physique development and anything similar to that, we kind of have to hold our hands up and admit, yeah, it kind of fits that definition. It can be described as being a little bit vain. Right? I mean, think about it. If you want to look impressive and be successful in physique development and bodybuilding, that kind of thing doesn't happen by accident. It takes a lot of hard work and focus, time and effort. So, to an extent, it can be described in that way, but at the same time, when I think of it like that, I also think I kind of don't give a shit, right? You know what I mean? Because for me, although it can be described in that way and it technically fits the parameters, ticks the boxes, it means so much more than that to most people who train, I think. It means a lot more than just looking a certain way for reasons that go beyond looking that way in and of itself. And I'll explain what I mean. A lot of people enjoy bodybuilding because it's a very visual representation of a lot of traits that people are proud to identify as. It demonstrates hard work, devotion, commitment to a cause, commitment to self-betterment and development. It demonstrates health, athleticism, and everything like that. So there are a lot of things that are very honourable, noble attributes and traits to have that are represented by bodybuilding in a very visual way. Not only to other people, to ourselves when we look in the mirror. I mean, for me personally, when I look in the mirror is when I am the most gratified, okay, most satisfied with that which I've been working towards in fitness and bodybuilding terms. It really doesn't matter what anyone else thinks to me. Okay, it's all about the demonstration of that. So to say it's vain, it technically fits that definition, but I don't think that's all it is. It goes far beyond that. Bodybuilding is much more than just looking that way for the sake of looking that way, if you know what I mean. And to take the whole idea of it being a very visual representation of those traits as well, that's something that's very interesting to me, because you've got to think, us as human beings, okay, as a species, we have 5 senses. Of those 5, we are so visually dominant that it is ridiculous. I mean, you compare us to dogs, for example. We need to be looking at someone to identify them. Okay, maybe we'll recognize their voice, but aside from that, generally speaking, we need to see that person and see their face, and science puts it down to the alignment of the eyes. So what it comes down to, if you cover up someone's eyes, it's often very hard to identify who that person is. We need to be looking at all of that to identify them. Dogs, for example, they'll know someone is there and who is there before they even see them. They just go, fucking mailman's coming to the door, and they start barking their heads off and shit, you know how it is. So they know who's there, and moreover that there is someone there before you've even recognised that someone's approaching the house. And it's not only that their senses are more keen, but that they're not as visually dominant. That's what I'm getting at. So as humans, we are a very visually reliant species. So I think that taking that and running with it, it's kind of inherent that vanity, I think, is part of the human condition. Because taking the idea that we are so visually dominant, the way we look then is going to be of huge importance for social interactions between us and other people, and us and our own mental state when we look in the mirror, as I said. So to be honest with you, when it comes down to it, I think that yes, bodybuilding is vain. It can be described in that way, but at the same time, remember, it's a whole lot more than that. Okay? And that vanity, I think it's very arguable that it's part of the human condition to some extent. Obviously, you can go too far. I'm not saying that's impossible, but there's just something to bear in mind when people it's often the snarl of the people who can't be bothered to put in the time and effort. You know, it's a snarl thing. They go, like, oh, so vain that you put all that time and effort into looking that way, when if they could, they'd look that way if they could bother to put in the time and effort, but they don't a lot of the time. That's up to them, of course, but don't snarl vanity at people who can be bothered. I'm getting off topic, but I think I pretty much covered everything I want to say on that today. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. I've been Jack with 10 Years Fitness. Check out my sponsors, thealphacore.com, for awesome fitness clothing. Use discount code JACK10 for money off over there. But once again, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see all of you in the next one.
Get it. Ain't no room for the haters, ain't got time for jealousy. I'm too focused on the music, the money, and where I'm headed. If it rain on my parade, I'ma get an umbrella. Fuck all they damn opinions. Never really been the one to listen. Ain't no one else in the world on my vision. Still I want the distance and stay driven. Gotta go for it, do or die. I can't slow down, I feel too alive. I'ma chase my dreams, fuck the suicide.